Hello, I'm Annette Young, and in this special edition, we're here in the US as it gears up for the midterms. But with the US Supreme Court having decided to roll back the constitutional right to accessing an abortion, these midterms have indeed become a milestone election for American women voters, especially here in the southern state of Kentucky. These American suburban streets are now the battleground for abortion rights. And Becca Smith is a foot soldier for the pro-choice movement. The 49-year-old surgical assistant has knocked on hundreds of front doors in Louisville, Kentucky since early September. But today, she's in luck.
Hi, I'm here with Protect Kentucky Access. Would you be interested in a conversation?
Yes, that'd be fun.
How do you feel about this ban on abortion?
I don't like the idea of abortion, but I think sometimes it's absolutely necessary.
In addition to electing members to Congress, the midterms also allow states to add their own ballot box measures. On November 8th, voters in Kentucky will be asked to decide whether their constitution should explicitly ban the right to abortion, a move that would cement the state's near total ban on the procedure. Becca, why are you doing this?
It's the only thing that I can do. I can't beat up a white man, although I would love to, but this is my only option to fight.
But those are strong words.
It's my body. I should be fighting.
Are you optimistic as a result for November 8th?
Very, very optimistic.
You haven't lost hope completely?
No. I did when Roe v. Wade got overturned, but I feel like we can win this.
Becca Smith is one of hundreds of canvassers deployed by the Protect Kentucky pro-choice campaign. The team was originally based in Kansas, where it created an extremely successful operation to get voters to overwhelmingly block an amendment in August. If passed, the measure would have paved the way for Kansas to ban abortion. The result in Kansas took America by surprise. And now the pro-life movement is on notice.
I'm confident in the people of Kentucky. If they have the truth, and a long standing in this country of people who value life, they'll make the decision that reflects their values.
If there is a general for the pro-life campaign, it's Annette Young. The former Republican Kentucky legislator now heads Kentucky Right to Life.
Kentucky's always been a pro-life state.
She and her fellow pro-lifers don't want any chance of abortion rights being restored in the state. And now she's giving tips on how to win votes at a pro-life pregnancy counselling centre.
When your body's under stress. Because when you work with women in fertility, we watch what stress does to our fertility. Stress will also often postpone ovulation. That's why pregnancy does not often occur with rape. The sperm only lives so long. Her body will naturally, because of that stress, postpone ovulation if she was getting ready to.
It's all of it. It's a life. We're talking about a life of a child. And that is up to God to take that child's life. It's not up to us to decide. I mean, I can't take your life. If I take your life, I'm in trouble. It's no different. That's a child. You're just a bigger child.
As feminists, it's really hard to say, I am pro-life, because sometimes I feel a little shamed by other women saying, how can you be a feminist if you don't think women have a right to their body? They're missing the point. It's really about when life starts. And so, yes, I am a feminist, and I feel strongly about that. But I also feel that is a baby that we need to save.
Annette Young is adamant that to be pro-life does not mean being against women's rights.
I think women have, for 49 years, been duped in conflict with themselves to think that they have a right to, we talk about a right over the autonomy of our own bodies. Yes, but do we have the right to terminate the life of another individual? Yes, it is a new life created in our womb, unique, separate from the mother, little boy, little girl, we don't know. But we're, you know, if we defend women, we're aborting just as many women children as we are men.
We're in Frankfurt, the state capital. This is very much Republican territory. The party's state headquarters is even named after Mitch McConnell, the highly influential Republican senator who's supporting a national ban on abortion.
It's all good. Thank you so much.
Pro-choice activists Katima Smith-Willis and Elizabeth Trebelhorn are today meeting Democrat House Leader Joni Jenkins at the state capitol.
Good morning, how are you? I'm good, how are you?
The three trying to remain positive about the upcoming vote in this highly conservative state.
There are so many consequences of not having access. And I think one of them is young women who feel like they have nowhere to go. I'm really afraid about the suicide rate. I'm afraid of them hurting themselves physically.
Kentucky is one of the 10 poorest states in the US, with some 20% of women living in poverty. It's also ranked the worst for maternal mortality, with black women already 3 times more likely to die during childbirth.
Taking abortion access off the table, a medical procedure that is done by doctors that know what they're doing, the black maternal death rate is going to skyrocket. Women are going to seek an abortion no matter what. So I think that opens doors to back alley abortions, which we do not want because that opens doors for infections. It opens doors for death.
We're hearing about record numbers of women turning up to register to vote. Is that what you're hearing and witnessing as well?
Yeah, not even just women. I mean, women, 18-year-olds that really aren't being even taught in school about civic engagement. Everybody's stepping up to the table, to the plate right now to get registered to vote because Roe versus Wade has opened a door that I don't think that they thought would be open. It's like opening the door to the abyss almost. Like, I don't think they knew what monster was behind that door, but it is a very vicious one. It is a powerful one.
Her friend Elizabeth has gone one step further in campaigning for the no vote. Earlier this year, she spoke at a rally in Frankfurt about being raped. The married mother explaining to me why she felt the need to go public about her trauma.
During the overturn of Roe v. Wade, and actually after, I was raped, and had I not gone to the ER and sought help and been given the emergency contraceptive, it became real to me that I would then not have the choice.
You would not have been able to have an abortion.
I would not have been able to have an abortion. I was still I would have been 5 weeks. And so I maybe wouldn't have even known at that point that I was pregnant, you know, had I not gone and gotten help. And then I wouldn't have had an option out of it. And then carrying a child by my rapist would have been emotionally hard. But I don't know how I could have mentally carried a baby full term and how I could be a mother.
Is campaigning against this amendment helping the healing process?
Absolutely. I wish I didn't have to do this campaign. I wish I didn't have to do this. But I'm doing this for not only me, but my daughters. I have a 12-year-old and a 3-year-old. I have my daughter who I'm trying to teach about reproductive health and how to take care of her body and to teach her boundaries. And then I'm scared that if this amendment proposal goes into effect, what even going to the doctor for her is going to look like when she starts going for our annual checkups with a doctor, and how she forms trust with a medical doctor about her body. I'm afraid of that.
Elizabeth, thank you.
Thank you.
Behind me is one of Kentucky's longest ever running abortion clinics, which was forced to close its doors following the demise of Roe v. Wade. Yet, in a sign of just how polarised the national debate has become, by contrast, voters in California are being asked to enshrine abortion rights in their constitution on November 8th.
We're gonna make them regret that they ever messed with reproductive rights.
There's no doubt which side of the abortion debate these women are on, and who they are supporting at this Los Angeles rally.
This is Roe-vember, and it is important for people to know that there is a pro-choice majority in this country who are angry and mad as hell and ready to fight back. Los Angeles County will be a safe refuge for all people who come here to access the full range of reproductive rights and health care.
On November 8th, Californians will be asked to vote for Proposition 1, enshrining abortion rights within the state constitution. But Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom goes even further. He wants tax revenue to fund the transport and care of women from other states where abortion is no longer possible. In recent months, the clientele at this family planning clinic north of Los Angeles has changed dramatically. The majority of patients are now coming from outside of California.
I think we all learned a lot, that these rights that we saw as immutable are under attack. And there are people and factions, even within California, who want to remove that right.
According to polls, nearly 3/4 of Californians support the amendment. Yet even in this state, there are anti-abortion counselling centres which offer women free pregnancy tests, ultrasounds and information on adoption. This young mother is given nappies, milk and baby care products, all with the aim of discouraging a termination.
And you can come once a month until your baby reaches 2.
As in Kentucky, these activists distribute plastic fetuses to get their message across. But here in California, they know the vote is unlikely to be in their favour.
It saddens me that our state governor wants to make us, what is his phrase, a sanctuary state for abortions, and come here and have your abortion and we'll even pay for it. As a taxpayer of the state of California and as an executive director of a center like this, it just saddens me that we're cheapening life.
This road effectively represents the divide that exists in American politics today. On one side, you have the US Supreme Court, whose conservative judges ruled to overturn Roe v. Wade. On the other side, you have the US Congress, which has the capacity to introduce national legislation that could protect abortion rights. But it all depends on who will gain power and win control of both houses on November 8th. As the cost of living crisis takes its toll on American households, polling indicates that abortion is becoming less of a hot-button issue. But if the Republicans win control of both houses, what will that mean for abortion rights in this country? I spoke to Elizabeth Nash from the Guttmacher Institute, a think tank specialising in reproductive rights.
If the Republicans win, we won't be moving forward on the policies that could expand abortion rights. And in fact, what we might be seeing is legislation introduced and taken up by Congress that further limits to access, including abortion bans.
So this surge of new women voters seems to have taken both parties by surprise.
In a way, it really did, because no one was expecting abortion to be the leading issue or one of the leading issues in the campaigns before the Dobbs decision. So you're seeing television ads specifically about abortion in ways we've never seen before. You're seeing mailers. So you're seeing these campaigns really shift to talking about abortion, particularly the Democrat campaigns, where they are leaning in on abortion rights in a very big way. And among Republican campaigns, you're seeing sort of two trains of thought. One is to remove any mention of abortion, even on their websites. And the other is to lean in and say, no, actually, I support an abortion ban. So being very clear and forthright. So we don't know how it's going to play out. We don't know exactly what the trend is at the end and who people will vote for, but we know abortion is galvanizing people in a way we hadn't seen before.
So is this a turning point for American women voters?
Absolutely, because what we're seeing are women voters getting registered, getting active in elections so that we can change who is in power and the kinds of policies they put in place so that we can protect abortion rights, reproductive health, and maternal health. And what we need to do is not only be at the polls this year, but be in the polls for years to come.
And that's it for this special edition. So until our next show, bye for now.